Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of AR Wrestling Pre-Show. We're going to be reviewing our predictions for Crown Jewel, the latest edition of WWE's PLEs in Saudi Arabia. Sit back, relax, and enjoy because I got my co-host Alex with me. How you doing, bro?
Oh my God, I just got back from the gym, so I am dead tired.
Dead tired. Hell yeah. Been putting in the work, been grinding it out. We love it.
Yeah.
But let's get how are you feeling about this Saudi show, first of all? How are we feeling
Card
about
is
it?
stacked. Card is stacked.
Card is stacked. We've got
So,
6 matches on it so far, one more than the Triple H usual, which is 5. And we got a rumored 7th match at the very end that we're going to go over. And that's rumored to be confirmed later on in the week on SmackDown, right before the show actually starts.
and if that match is the main event, again, if this is just because this is some bloodline bullshit, I'm going to be upset.
I agree.
Bad Blood
I
made
agree.
sense once we saw it all unfold. But up until then, I was going to be upset if, well, we all know The Rock showed up. I was upset when The Rock showed up. But hey, it all
I
makes sense.
wasn't. I love The Rock. I have a very toxic relationship with The Rock, and I'll happily admit it.
I mean, I'm ready for this show though. I think what they should do for Rollins and Bronson Reed is do like a last man standing match or something.
I think that would be a perfect match, or perfect stipulation for this match. We're going to jump right into that match as our first one of the card,
If you get
and
3 minutes of fame, big boy, well, I'll give it to
let's
you.
go, big boy! Bro, Seth Rollins coming across like just an annoying little weasel. The entire episode of Raw was amazing. This feud like is come from nothing, low key from like Bronson Reed just killing Seth Rollins randomly on Raw to now I'm like genuinely like, ooh, I'm excited for this.
I go figured that would have happened, but I'm so confused on why he took out Truth. Rollins, it makes sense. Truth, what the fuck?
Truth did no wrong.
Truth did
Truth
no
didn't.
wrong.
Truth hurt nobody, bro.
I don't know, man.
I don't know either, but I got Bronson Reed. I think Bronson Reed actually just needs to win this match in order to solidify his recent like monster tear, especially after losing the last Monster Standing match.
We should have fucking went to that Monday Night Raw. Damn it.
Oh my gosh, I agree. God damn it,
Set.
it would have been perfect. It would have been the
But
best Raw to go to.
I definitely agree with you on this. I think Reed's going to walk out. I think he's getting more than his 15 minutes of fame because I think what's going to happen is, or this is how I would book the following Monday Night Raw. Reed walks out, or not even Reed walks out. There's a backstage segment between him and Braun Breaker, and Reed kind of hints at, "I'm coming for that next."
Yes, 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 yes,
Good
yes.
luck, big boy.
Oh my
And
god, and a big meaty man, man meat.
we've seen Breaker absolutely destroy competition. Why wouldn't he do it again?
Yeah, that. Yes, I need all of that in my
It'd be
life.
unfortunate because I think the first match we have between those two, make it an IC title match, have Bronson Reed win it. That way he can keep going on his monster tear. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to deal with another short Braun Breaker IC title run. But I mean, winning an IC title twice within however long, with him being on the roster, I think that's fine. I'm
I
okay.
think it's completely fine, especially with the recent tease like a couple weeks ago of him potentially going after Gunther and his world title. I think that if I don't know if immediately putting Bronson and Breaker together would be the move that I would do, but I definitely think that like Bronson should be maybe the guy to take it off of Breaker, or should definitely be a future title contender.
That or give me Breaker versus fucking Jacob Fatu. I'm so serious.
God, I dude, we're gonna eventually. I eventually want to do like a WrestleMania, like a couple WrestleMania prediction matches at some point. I want that. I want that match so bad.
I think we should
On
do
that
a
card.
prediction and fantasy booking.
I like the idea. I like the
Almost.
idea. We're definitely gonna do something like that.
We'll
For
get to
show,
that
for
when
show.
it comes to WrestleMania
Got to
season.
before WrestleMania season hits. I think.
I think last year we did it like right after the Royal Rumble.
Oh, yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean that's a good time to
We
do it.
used Royal Rumble as our base of for at least our title matches.
Oh yeah,
So I mean, I could see it, to
I
be
could
honest.
see it.
So I think another match I could see is Melo. Honestly, Melo and Andrade at WrestleMania for the IC title. Not the IC, the US title. What do you think?
Mm. I definitely think I think that's believable. I think that's very, very believable.
Here's the thing, though. Do you give Melo his moment, or do you think you give Andrade his moment?
I'd give just because of personal preference. I'd give Andrade the moment, just because I like Andrade. Andrade is one of my favorite. Like he's like a Finn Balor type guy for me, where like the machine isn't fully behind him, but I am, and I'm not and I'm not jumping off the train.
Bro, the way he opened that match against Melo on Friday was crazy.
It was nuts.
I was I was so
That
happy for it.
his back elbow is one of my favorite moves, just period in wrestling.
I think starting like I just mentioned, starting that match, we actually got confirmed after the match. We got a triple threat for the United States Championship between the two challengers, Carmelo Hayes and Andrade El Idolo, and our United States champion, L.A. Knight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I got I got two predictions for this. Again, I have, like I was mentioning, Andrade versus Carmelo. I have Andrade winning this, but I also want LA Knight to win this because I kind of want to see something else with Knight. But I mean, I think he's had a good run so far. Do you think so?
I think he hasn't really done much in it. It's really been focused on this Andrade. He's kind of been playing third wheel, or the person that Andrade and Melo have been chasing, really. That's kind of his goal since he's won that title.
Yeah.
And I'd like him to continue with the title run. I don't want to see it end anytime soon. So I have LA Knight retaining here. But I've also seen the prediction floating around that Game 7, because of Knight ending Game 7 between Melo and Andrade the way he did and just beating the shit out of everybody, is that his consequences are going to have his actions are going to have consequences. Sorry, and that's going to be like, well, you screwed them over, so now you don't have a singles match, you have a triple threat match, and now LA Knight isn't even going to get pinned to change the US title.
Yeah, he doesn't
So I've
have
seen
to be pinned to lose that title.
exactly. So I've been seeing a lot of people predict that either Melo pins Andrade or Andrade pins Melo as a way of screwing LA Knight over after he screwed over Game 7.
I like that.
Hmm. I like that a lot, but even with it, I'm still going for LA Knight. Yeah.
If you take LA Knight out of the prediction, out of like the situation, Andrade all day.
Andrade all day.
I think
That's what I would go
if
for.
you don't, I think LA Knight wins this. Like I said, I have two predictions because I'm kind of back and forth. I don't want Melo to win something yet, but this program he's been doing with Andrade for the past 3 months has been phenomenal. I like it a lot. Like I wasn't a big fan of it when it all started, but then slowly seeing it progress the way it did, I'm like, okay, now I fuck with this.
Dude, when they showed the board for like game shit and all that, when
Yeah,
they showed like Andrade was two like the progression of their matches, I was like, damn, we were there for game 2.
yeah, we were there for number 2. I thought it was like number like
I thought we were there for like 3,
yeah, I thought it was. We was there
but we
for
were
it.
there for like the beginning one, like
We've
one of the
been there
beginning
for a
ones where
lot
this
of
became a rivalry.
seasons. You ever notice that?
Hmm.
I think we need to start. I think we need to keep showing up to random events. To be honest.
I think that's the move. That is the move.
Me too. Me too.
But another thing that I feel like needs to happen is a title retention. In the women's tag team championship match, it is Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair taking on Damage Control, taking on the Metaphor, taking on Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. And like I just said, I think Jade and Bianca need to retain here. Just keep this fucking train moving, bro.
My God. I think you take the titles off of them around either Survivor Series or Royal Rumble.
I think that's a good call. I think a really good call might potentially be what you just said. Do it at Royal Rumble, have the title change happen there, and then have both of them go into the Women's Rumble later in the night and face off and like stare each other down.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't think about it like that because you got to think we also have Saturday night's main event as well coming up. They're listing that as basically a PLE.
They have like, yeah, they've got like 3 more two quote unquote PLEs. We've got the first Raw on Netflix, which rumor is that's being treated like a PLE, and then they've also got Saturday night's main event, like you just said, being treated like a PLE.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested to see how it all goes because I thought Saturday Night Main Event was going to be a consistent thing, but when they said it's announced for December 14th, I was like, oh, that's kind of lame.
Yeah,
That's
it's like a
me.
PLE, but it's not.
Yeah, that's
Like a
just me.
weird half step.
We're almost there.
Almost there. Almost to the Netflix era.
But the people I think they should lose them to is Metaphor. Realistically.
Really?
Because Damage Control, their momentum can live without them because Dakota Kai is coming back in a couple months, I believe, if I remember the track record right.
Hopefully
And then
Rumble.
Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, they're a good comedy act without titles anyways. So I think you give them to an up and coming stars and Metaphor.
I like that.
Now what
I
you
really
do
do.
after them, I don't know, but I think you have Metaphor walk around with the title for a little bit, kind of pop in and show up.
Yeah, I think that like the way that they lost the titles last time with like the surprise roll ups and shit like that, like they kept getting caught off guard and rolled up, and like their finishers kept getting countered and shit like that. I think something similar should happen when they lose them again to Metaphor, if it is Metaphor, like you just said.
Yeah.
And then start build. So like it's not like Metaphor completely beats Jade and Bianca,
No, right.
But
I don't think I'd have it that way anyways. I think I'd have it differently. That's just me.
Oh yeah, but I'm definitely interested to see what they do going forward. Like especially after Jade and Bianca wins this, because they feel like the biggest stars that have held those titles, arguably, and
I
they feel like that they've
100%
elevated them the
agree with that.
most.
Like what last big stars held them before them? Like, do you remember?
Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler held them for a little bit, but they didn't really like defend them
I'm gonna say yeah.
or
Like
do anything with them.
the only team in a long time that we've actually seen do something with these titles.
Yeah. And they've actually built up the legitimacy a little bit, so I'm excited to see what this division turns into, especially after they lose and go into singles runs.
I fell in love with the women's division after everything happened. Like with Triple H taking over and Stephanie McMahon, doing her job as like when at the time she was pushing the women's revolution. Like I was all for it, 100%.
Oh yeah, I was all the way for it too. She was amazing, and we had that first ever all women's PLE, which I think that needs to bring back, if anything.
Yes, I definitely agree to that. I think we need that more than anything. It was like, what was it, like Evolution or something like
Yeah,
that?
it's called Evolution.
I'm kind of excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, I'd love to see that shit.
Me too.
Be a pretty cool concept. I didn't get to actually watch the first one either, so it'd be pretty neat.
I heard it got high praise, so
I heard it got amazing praise.
yeah, I think like we've been saying, they need to bring it back. That way, they can keep. Honestly, I'd say the legitimacy of that as well. But that's with me.
I agree. And to move on to our other women's match that is on the Crown Jewel card, it is the first of two Crown Jewel Championship matches. This time it's for the women. We've got Liv Morgan taking on Nia Jax. Oh, wait, did I just...
No, you're right. Yeah, Liv Morgan taking on Nia Jax.
Oh, shit, no, I kind of fucked up the order. My bad.
You had it right.
But yeah, that is correct.
Who you got winning this one? Kind of interesting.
And I've got Nia Jax actually winning this one. But after the match, I've got it being Tiffy time for a Tiffy cash-in.
Really?
Yes. I think it's here.
I wouldn't have thought about doing her cash-in now, but because to me, after what happened at why is it blanking in my head? Bad Blood.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we're going to see that cash in anytime soon, if anywhere. I say, like I've been saying with other like predictions that I've had so far, I say we go Royal Rumble with it instead of doing like a Saudi show. I mean, it would help the views for Saudi shows, but that's about it.
All right.
It's not going to do much else.
You're right. But I was kind of looking at this card, and I'm like, damn, not a whole lot. Like, there's no title changes happening, and like this is like one big match that I feel like a lot of shenanigans could happen in.
Oh yeah, for
And
sure.
I don't even necessarily think Tiffy. I'm torn on who Tiffy should cash in on as well in
Naya.
this.
Naya. Okay, hear me out. Naya, because of the whole thing with Liv and um uh Rhea. That's the only reason why I see you have that cash in then and there.
True, true. But I'd also be. I can't get over the fact that Tiffany Stratton and Rhea Ripley just needs to happen in my head, and that's just the fastest track to it, in my opinion.
I know you don't have Twitter or anything, but dude, Twitter is so funny when Tiffy posts because there's concepts that people keep posting of like, oh, they should do Tiffy and Rhea as a team, like you mentioned, I think last recording that we did, like last review,
Hmm.
and like Tiffy's pushing her right now, which I find interesting.
Well, the team with Rhea.
Yeah,
Mm. I'd be so fully into that shit. I would find it so funny. Just if you, this would be the way to move Tiffy onto Raw if you were gonna do that, if anything, and then you can have like I don't know Raquel come in and wreck Tiffany because Nia's not there to protect her or something, and then that's how Liv can get her title back. But the more likely option is obviously Tiffy cashing in on Nia, and I think that's just probably what's going to happen because Nia, I have winning the Crown Jewel Championship, and that's just a way to not keep a title on Nia. That thing better not be a consistently defended title. I'll be pretty fucking pissed.
I
But
don't know how they're going to do the booking for it after this PLE.
I think it's just going to be a trophy, if anything.
Well, hear me out. Because think about it. This is a championship belt. If they want to keep the legitimacy of it, you have a number one contender for it a uh, instead of just having champion versus champion, because it's still a title that's technically should be defended. But that's how I see it. I mean, obviously we see that differently.
I actually, no. When you break it down like that, that actually makes total sense because, so say it's Gunther versus, I'm all, Nia versus Liv. Sorry. I'm getting all mixed up. But it's Nia versus Liv this year. So if Nia wins this one, and then it's just a trophy, but it's a title at the same time, and Nia loses the world title, but she still has the Crown Jewel Championship, what happens next year when we need to crown a new Crown Jewel Championship?
That's what I'm saying. Do you
That's
run
it.
it as
Then does Nia defend the Crown Jewel Championship in a triple threat with the two other champions?
that's what
Or is it still champion versus champion?
that's one reason why I don't like this concept of champion versus champion winning a different championship. Because what we've been asking this entire time, what are you going to do with it after? Like
Mm-hmm.
how do you defend that, or do you just keep it as a trophy? Do you do it as whatever? Because I mean, it's gonna be I'm gonna have the same question for the men's. It's not just gonna be for the women's. It's the same for the men's.
Yeah, it's the same for the men's, it's the same for all that.
Do you have whoever wins that, defend it? Like it's I'm kind of curious because I mean, let's be real. The longest reigning champion we have right now is Braun Strowman, winning the greatest Royal Rumble of all time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and he hasn't defended that, and that's been over I think 2,000 days since we had the greatest Royal Rumble.
Right. I think
I,
it wasn't even the greatest Royal Rumble.
all the legitimacy and everything behind it.
Right.
What do you
I think the greatest Royal Rumble was the first ever Saudi show too, wasn't it?
No, it was a crown jewel.
Ah, son of a bitch.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was a crown jewel.
Son of a bitch.
But
yeah, who you got winning this match? I don't think I heard what you got.
I got Nia with no Tiffy cash in, and if Tiffy cashes in, it's because of Rhea's help, and you could fast track it that way, like you were saying. But I have if you break it down without the fast track, I have Nia winning, and I think you have Nia defend her title at Royal Rumble, and that's when we see the Tiffy cash in.
I like it.
I don't think we see the Tiffy cash in right now. I think we see it later.
I'd be fine either way, honestly. Like I'm not like hard set on the Tiffy cash in has to happen now. I'm just like out of everything on this card, what do I think needs to spice it up the most? Tiffy Stratton. We always need more Tiffy time.
Always need more Tiffy time, but I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of interested to see what they do with this because this is a different. This is a whole different concept now that we're kind of looking at. I mean, even the Bronson or Braun Strowman like Greatest Royal Rumble title isn't being defended; it's just a trophy. So I don't know. That's how I see everything.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I think I see it differently than a lot of people, but that's also my personal opinion.
I don't think you actually do. I think you'd be surprised. There's like a lot, like at least when I go online and listen to like a lot of people talk about. Obviously, with this being the week of Crown Jewel, a lot of people are posting their Crown Jewel predictions now on YouTube and shit like that. So when I listen to those, it's like a lot of people have the same kind of questions. Is this like a trophy championship, or is this like a championship that's gonna now be defended or something like that? But I think the general like consensus is that this is probably just gonna end up being a championship trophy thing that gets forgotten about in 2 months.
I hope not, because if Triple H really wants to make this thing big, he needs to do something incredible with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think obviously with his booking's proved it. So why not?
Yeah, he's capable of it.
Yeah, he's extreme. He knows what he's doing. It's just fans have a lot of questions on how he does his work because it's not Vince McMahon. It's Triple H now. So we're all used to Vince booking instead of
It's
Triple H.
time to play the game.
Yeah, like Randy said on Friday, he wants the cerebral assassin.
Mm,
I'm asking the cerebral assassin, how the hell are you going to book all this?
yep.
So that's just me. I don't know about like I said, I don't know about you, but if you're saying that, then that makes me feel more comfortable asking these questions and just kind of having them sit in the back of my head. I'm like, okay, now do I feel stupid for or thinking about this, or do I legitimately? Is this
Nah, this is legit questions. Like I've got these questions too.
so? I gotcha. It's kind of nice though, not to have these because then now it really does make your mind wander, especially with this booking now, which I do like a lot.
Oh yeah, I agree.
So that's what I have for that's what I have for this match. Do we want to
All
get
right.
to the next match?
Oh yeah.
A match I do have a lot of questions for, in the sense of how do you run this after Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. I really thought this wasn't going to happen. Like I
Really?
was convinced Triple H was like, "Nah, you ain't doing this. Sorry, man."
I was thinking that this was gonna get turned into a no sanction match at some point. That Triple H is gonna be like, I'm not letting this happen whatsoever. But Randy's gonna push so hard and so hard that The only reason I say this, low key, is because AEW did a non-sanctioned match not too long ago, and so I feel like they're gonna build this into like a super personal like grudge match to build to maybe something like that, a non-sanctioned match between them. But that's just me. That's
No.
just a loose prediction guess type thing. But that's also the vibe that I got from this whole promo is like Triple H doesn't want Randy to fight Kevin because Kevin is basically gonna go insane.
Kevin's gonna go absolute ham on Randy,
hmm
and I don't blame Tripp for wanting to protect his stars.
hmm Which that makes me extremely excited for this match. I've got Kevin Owens winning it. I feel like Kevin Owens needs to win it because, like, I mean, he just turned on or Cody Rhodes in the parking lot of Bad Blood, turned on Randy Orton in the parking lot on SmackDown, and now he's being hyped up as this absolute lunatic that Triple H doesn't even want Randy Orton, of all people, his most seasoned veteran, to go in the ring with. So Kevin Owens needs to be just presented like a killer, in my opinion.
I definitely agree with that. I think he should be booked as one as well. It'll add the it'll add like I don't want to say like the scariness, but what it'll help add to his character.
Mm-hmm.
Really, like the legitimacy behind his character and what WWE is trying to book with him. Because I mean, he's at the point now where he's like, well, I don't know if I can come back. He's like, well, we all know you can come back, dipshit. It's just a
Yeah,
matter of
right.
how they book you. So I'm interested to see how they book Owens through this all, because you could do a lot with what you have at hand right now. Even with Owens being gone for all these weeks or all these days or whatever you want to call it, There's so much you can do with it. I'm
Yeah, for
excited
sure.
because I'm kind of at the point now where I don't think as much about this, and I kind of just let my mind wander and see what goes on. Because I want to surprise myself because a lot of this booking shit that I've done here recently, I've gotten I don't want to say like obviously like perfect, but I've gotten it to a T to where how they're going to book everything. And I mean, a lot of my predictions have been right. I don't want to say like I'm trying to glaze, but like realistically, they have. So I'm
Hmm.
kind of interested to see on what they do with this.
Exactly, me too. Especially because the rumored main event for Saturday night's main event is going to be a WWE Championship match. Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes is the rumored match for Saturday night's main event. And
Kind of interested to see how they do that as well.
mhm. And so I've been seeing and I've been thinking about like potentially Kevin Owens winning something. Like he's got to get a win over Cody at some point. I feel like he's got to like stomp Cody in the ground during a match and like walk out the winner of something. I feel like that has to happen. Maybe that happens that Saturday, and Kevin has a 2 month title reign before Cody wins it back at Royal Rumble or on the first Raw of Netflix. But then I've also had the prediction myself of, and also Triple H has kind of helped this, that someone behind the scenes is pulling the strings in favor of Kevin Owens, and I think I'm convinced it's The Rock, low key.
I know you had that prediction last week, and I'm kind of interested to see if that comes true. How they
Hmm.
play it. Because
Especially with how Triple H has been acting now, how he's like, I can't let this match happen. Like he's too dangerous. It's like Triple H kind of knows something that we don't, and maybe it's because he's heard something from the final boss that Kevin Owens needs to be protected so that he can get to Cody.
Survivor Series.
Survivor Series, Saturday Night's main events, what they were talking about, because I've got a different plan for Kevin Owens potentially for Survivor Series.
I think Survivor Series sets up Saturday night's main event.
Oh, 1,000%. I've heard some rumors about Kevin Owens potentially. You might not like this, honestly. But Kevin Owens being driven so mad, so insane that for the past like 4 years, the man that's ruined his life, Roman Reigns, the Usos, are like, how are they possibly good guys now? How is Cody Rhodes teaming with them? How is Sami Zayn teaming with them? Like
Yeah,
Kevin Owens is
Sammy's
driven
not teaming up.
so
Sammy's gonna go fucking nuts.
like Kevin gets driven so insane by the fact that everyone forgives the bloodline now that he's so sought on destroying them that he seeks help from the new bloodline.
That's how I was kind of seeing. That's how I was kind of seeing it because that's what I
It's
was
a
saying for
reverse
Survivor
Sami
Series.
Zayn.
I think you have the new bloodline win at Survivor Series in the War Games match. I really think you do with the help of Kevin Owens. I think what happens is you have the 4v5 heading into it. Oh, who's the new bloodline's fifth person? The Rock comes out. Everybody goes fucking nuts thinking it's The Rock. He goes, nah, nah. And then we hear, and then we just get Kevin Owens.
Oh, fuck! That's so good!
That's what I'm saying. I think you have
That's
Kevin.
so good!
This is how you book Kevin Owens getting the help from the bloodline. Is that like you've been saying with The Rock pulling the strings? If The Rock's really pulling these strings, why not reveal that at Survivor Series?
That's how you can do the Roman and how you can do Roman and the Usos with Sammy, with Cody going into the cage against Solo, God, and Fatu with Kevin getting out last second. Bro, you're a goddamn genius.
I mean,
Holy shit! You actually finished. You put it all. You finished the story.
and you want to know what's crazy? That literally just came out of my that came up in my brain like a minute and a half ago as you were explaining the whole thing with The Rock.
You finished the story. I was wondering on how. I was trying to figure out like how does Kevin really like cement his tie with them, because I'm convinced that like blood or WrestleMania 40 whatever 41 whatever we're at is going to be
Yeah.
centered around an entire bloodline civil war over the weekend.
Dude,
It's going to be
please give me a tribal chief match between Roman or a tribal combat match between tribal or Roman and Solo and make it a true tribal chief match, except you have The Rock get involved because he's the high chief.
I've actually got a different match for Roman and
Okay.
Solo at Romania potentially.
Let's hear it.
If you want to hear it, it is it's rough. It's a rough idea right now, but it is just it's for the right of it's basically who is the bloodline essentially. Like you're fighting over who gets to be the bloodline now. Who represents the Samoan dynasty in WWE. It's going to be a 6-man tornado tag match, bloodline rules, tribal combat, whatever you want to do. Roman Reigns and the Usos versus Solo and God.
I say if you do that,
All out warfare throughout that stadium.
and the way you have, if you want Roman to win his Ulafala back, you have Roman pin Solo, and that's the only way Roman can get that back.
That's
Or
how they win.
if
Yep.
and whoever pins Solo is the new tribal chief.
Yep. It's like
But
if Solo
it's a weird ass stipulation.
it's a weird ass stipulation, but it works for like a WWE type bloodline because like this could like the way I'm seeing it is like AEW has their Anarchy in the Arena stipulation or their Stadium in the Stampede stipulation where it's just people fighting in the crowd, people fighting in the stands, people fighting on top of the set, in the ring, in the parking lot. That's what I want from this match.
Yeah.
Like total, I want all 6 men to be gushing blood. I want fucking table spots off of the WrestleMania 40 jumbotron.
That's insane.
God damn it, do everything with it.
That'd be insane.
Yeah, that's my prediction for the bloodline, the big bloodline match for WrestleMania. On top of The Rock taking on Cody Rhodes for the WWE title and winning.
I mean, speaking of Cody Rhodes,
Cody,
he's really defending
Cody
the title,
Rhodes.
world heavyweight champion. Talk about
Going,
that.
they're going after the Crown Jewel Men's Championship. Dering General Gunther taking on the WWE Champion Cody Rhodes. Whoa!
Cody Rhodes!
Cody Rhodes! Cody Rhodes!
Cody Rhodes!
Yes, sir.
I love
And
the French crowd.
the French crowd. Why can't everyone be like the French crowd?
That's what I'm saying.
Seriously,
Like the French crowd. We had more people in Cleveland.
We had a lot more people in Cleveland. We had some people starting to sing.
Roman Reigns came back. That was when everything popped.
God damn. The roof got blown off of that stadium, and there wasn't even a roof.
There's no roof.
There was no roof. But for this match, for the Crown Jewel Championship, I do have Gunther winning.
Me too.
I like it. I like it a lot. But there's been a rumor going around that Gunther might not actually win this match.
Really?
And it's going to be because he gets screwed over by a returning Bill Goldberg. What are your thoughts on this?
Ew.
I agree.
See, bro, if Goldberg comes back to Monday Night Raw, you and I are switching shows. You will be covering Raw. Fuck that.
Hell no! What the fuck? Nah, bro, I got the bloodline on SmackDown. I'm cool covering that shit. You can keep going. You can keep Big Bill. You can keep Big Bill over there.
Fuck Big Bill. Go back to WCW.
He's dead. He killed it. That's a hot take. He didn't.
I think Vince Russo killed it personally. That's just me.
Combination of Vince, Hulk, and Eric.
Yeah, I agree.
Deadly combo. But I think that this is going to be just... I don't like the fact that this is on a Saudi show. Mostly because I feel like no matter what, this is going to have... Until the match actually happens. Obviously, I might have too high of expectations for it. But I feel like these two can just pull out a Match of the Year candidate from nowhere. And I feel like they're going to.
I think this is going to be similar to Orton and Gunther when they were King and Queen of the Ring.
I think it is, but like just better because Cody doesn't have a destroyed back really, and he's just Gunther's gonna beat the shit out of this guy. Oh my god, it's gonna be beautiful. Cody's gonna let Gunther lay the fuck into him. It's gonna be such a fun match to watch. I do genuinely think it's gonna be a Match of the Year contender, even though the build of it has been just nothing. It's just been Saudi shows happening, so big match.
Yeah, the build of it, like the women's has been more interesting.
I agree. I totally agree. Even though I'm more interested in the men's wrestlers involved in the Crown Jewel Championship matches this year over the women's, I'm more interested in the women's storyline going into the match.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I'm kind
But
of interested to see what happens. I mean, we'll never know until it happens.
I like the idea of this being a match where Cody gets broken mentally, or just not really mentally, but physically. The way John Cena got destroyed by Brock Lesnar in SummerSlam, hell, it could even go that way, and I'd be happy with it.
Yeah, honestly.
But I don't think it will, just because of how Cody's being presented right now. But what was I trying to say with this?
I mean, Gunther's really kind of he's proving a point. They're treating the WWE Championship right now like an afterthought, unfortunately.
The WWE Championship is the sports it basically is. It's like the sports entertainment title, and the World Heavyweight Championship is the workhorse title.
Yeah,
It's
for
like you
real.
walk around and you flash around the WWE Championship like, I'm the champion, look at me. Ooh. Like you say you're the champion when you're the WWE champion. You show you're the world champion when you're the World Heavyweight Champion,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
No, that definitely makes sense. Yeah. I don't know. Kind of like I said, we don't know until we get here.
We won't know until we get here, but I do have Gunther winning this match, and even though it's on a Saudi show, it's my most. This might be one of the matches I'm most excited for the entire year.
I think. I think this has to definitely live up to. I'd say Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles. Either one of those matches.
Oh yeah, I definitely think they'll be able to live up to those matches, if anything. AJ Styles and versus fucking Cody Rhodes was, especially that first one in France, was goddamn beautiful. I loved that, man.
The fans had the
So
right
much fun.
thinking.
It was such a fun match.
God, dude. Like I said, like I've said before, everything calls back to something with Triple H now. It always
Everything
calls
does
back
call
to
back to
something. Even
something.
if one of the people weren't even in it, it still calls back to something.
Yeah, that's right.
The love. So I really hope these two get a big ass pop in Saudi. If not, that'll really show you like people really fucking hate Saudi shows.
Yeah, like Saudi shows have been definitely more presented as like they're not booked for the current stars. They're booked for the Goldbergs. They're booked for the DXs that are making a reunited, even though they should never have reunited. It's like where you do Triple H's last matches. It's where you do Undertaker, even though it wasn't supposed to be. There's a lot of bad things that happen to Saudi. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Then
Um,
Undertaker and everything, but it's not a place where they present their top, like, up. I don't know if you can call Gunther an up and coming guy, really. Even though he hasn't really been a top WWE guy for very long, he doesn't feel like someone who would normally be presented in this position for a Saudi show.
look, what's nice about these Saudi shows is we have 3 years left, and then WWE can choose to renew the deal or not. And I really hope they don't renew the deal. The only reason why I think they will is obviously because of the money.
Money.
I really don't think
Bucket loads of money.
redo the deal because of the sole fact those crowds are deader than fuck.
Yeah, I agree. Those
So
crowds kind of suck. Not even kind of, they just do.
that's why I hate Saudi shows so much. Is because of the crowd. The crowd adds nothing.
Yep.
Like there's so much going on in these matches, but the crowd is just dead. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, like this is a phenomenal match. Like, holy shit.
So we'll have to see how this goes.
Mm,
I will say that this deal was definitely in due time with the whole thing of Muhammad Hussein or whatever the fuck his name was back in like 2000 or the early 2000s. So we'll have to see.
we shall
And
see.
something we'll have to see this week is the rumored match you had mentioned earlier with Roman Reigns and the Usos versus Solo Sikoa and the Gorillas of Destiny. I have Solo Sikoa and God winning with Jacob Fatu interfering. The only reason why they win it.
I like that until I like just look at it and I'm like, we got war games coming up. And how does WWE really like to predict their war games? It's just that no one can control it. So I think this ends in a no contest. I don't think we get a. I think if we get a winner, it's going to be Roman and the Usos by disqualification because of Fatu,
Okay.
if anything. But I genuinely think it's going to be a no contest with just a gigantic brawl breaking out or something, like all out warfare, crashing through the barricades, going through the tables and all that, only for the GMs to come out and be like, we can't control this shit, so we're putting you in war games.
I feel like that wouldn't even get the pop it deserves.
I don't think they'll announce it at Saudi. I don't think they'll announce it at the Saudi
Oh, if
show.
they do that at Saudi, that's not gonna get the pop it
I just
deserves.
think it gets set up at Saudi. It
Yeah.
gets set up at Saudi by a giant brawl, ending this match in a no contest, and then in the next couple weeks, Nick Aldis has to tell him that they're going into war games.
Yeah. I think how you do it is Roman and the Usos are needing a fourth partner, right? They're their fifth. So they already had their fifth in Cody Rhodes. Okay. They still need their fourth in Cody. They need their fifth. Jay goes, look, Roman, I may not like you, and you may not like me. I got someone though that'll help us. Trust me. He's good. And it's gonna be Sammy, right? Which
Mm-hmm.
is now another reason why you bring Kevin Owens into this. Now you have
Right.
two of his best friends and Jay who attempted to apologize to him,
Mm-hmm.
all went back with Roman and Jimmy, and now Solo, God, and Jacob need one more. And Kevin, and like you've been saying, Kevin goes to this new bloodline, which is where The Rock comes. Like I was saying with The Rock, he comes out acting like he's the fifth, and he goes nah, and then
Dude, I love that so
Kevin
much.
music hits.
I seriously love that prediction of The Rock coming out to tease being the fifth member so much.
Yeah, I think
It's so good.
personally, I think the roof would blow off the place.
It's so good.
It's not The Rock. It's Kevin Owens going nah, or not Kevin Owens going nah. It's The Rock going nah, and then we reveal Kevin's.
Exactly, bro. The Rock teasing that. Oh my god.
Like we don't see Kevin Owens until like a couple weeks after Crown Jewel because he made a quiet deal with Triple H saying, "Look, you can come back for this, but I'm gonna need you gone for an extra couple weeks after for the fact that you came back for this match."
Mm-hmm.
Like he has some deal going on with Triple H that Triple H has going on with The Rock, which is how you lead everything up to War Games, which we need to figure out for watching together because that's Thanksgiving weekend.
Right.
So we'll get to that when we do, but I think that's how you lead up to War Games and everything like that.
I'm liking it.
So
my brain actually just got blown earlier when you said The Rock comes out, teases that he's gonna join, only to say nah. I think that's just perfect. God damn it, Alex.
honestly, what you could do Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania and do The Rock versus Roman at.
Nah. I want Kevin versus Sammy.
I think that's how you get The Rock pulled away from Cody, and that's how you put Kevin on Cody and make it a really big match. Like they just keep going back and forth, like a series of this shit. Like I'm saying, War Games is the start of how Kevin gets to Cody. So it could be Saturday night's main event, could be Royal Rumble, and then boom, WrestleMania, or it could be Saturday night's main event, Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, and then WrestleMania. So I don't know. I don't think we see like WrestleMania for me is still up in the air because mine will determine after the Royal Rumble how my entire WrestleMania card will go.
Yeah, Royal Rumble is definitely like
because the Royal Rumble will determine on how I personally would book WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say I think last WrestleMania I got a few of the matches right, and I think you did as well. Like we did predictions for that, and so I think we definitely do the predictions again, and we go from there.
1000% will.
I'm kind of excited to see. I'm honestly excited to see Crown Jewel, even though I know the crowds are really shitty. So.
Oh yeah, me too. I mean, yeah, I'm definitely excited for the show. I think that the matches, like, I mean, fucking A. How the hell is, like, Kevin versus Randy gonna be bad? How is that United States Championship gonna be bad? These are all phenomenal matches that I'm seeing on here. It's just that the show that it's happening on in the crowd is the only bad part.
Yeah, the only thing that I complain about is the crowd. Really,
mm-hmm.
That's why I was so upset when Triple H announced the Crown Jewel Championship matches. I was like, this is fucking dumb.
This is dumb. Especially because we thought it was a women's mid card title, bro. That's what got me the most salty.
That to me was the biggest dick tease or cock tease, whatever the fuck you want to call it, ever.
Oh damn it! That's what I was really hoping for it to be.
So we'll have to see how it goes.
We definitely will see how it goes. I'm excited for it though.
I am
But,
too. That's all I got for this.
Yeah, you got anything else you wanna? I was just gonna say, got anything else you want to add to the show? But hell no, I'm ready for a closeout.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, obviously this is repeated, but I don't care. Thank you for listening to the AR Wrestling Podcast. We just did the Crown Jewel pre-show predictions with this rumored match, and obviously now that the match is rumored and it's true, you guys know our predictions. If not, you guys still knew our predictions regardless. Follow along with us on our Instagram, Twitter, X, and YouTube, whatever. Our Instagram is AR_wrestling_. Our X is AR Wrestling, I believe, pod _. Our YouTube is AR Wrestling 1020. iHeartRadio, Apple, and Spotify are all AR Wrestling podcasts. So go check all that shit out. And on Podbean as well, it's the same thing, AR Wrestling Podcast. So check us out. Thank you.
Thank you.